Good morning, children. Now today we are going to take the first lecture on the electric field. Now let us try to understand that what is the electric field. Now here also you can understand that what is the qualitative concept and quantitative concept. Here electric field, the first topic which we are defining, that if the point charge is there and any unit positive test charge is coming in the territory of plus q, that is the point charge, then it will experience the force of repulsion. This is called the unit positive test charge. That means positive is more stable in comparison to the negative, and its value is very small, so that it will not affect the electric field of plus q point charge. So if plus q point charge is placed anywhere, then a region or any space in which if any other charge is coming, it will experience the Coulombian repulsion force. So this is the concept of the electric field, that if in the field of any point charge plus q0 any other charge is coming, then it is experiencing the force of repulsion, and that is why it is known as the unit positive test charge. It is denoted by q0 and point charge is denoted by plus q. Now the quantitative concept of this, that at this point what will be the magnitude of the electric field. So this term is known as the electric field intensity, and this electric field intensity is the mathematical concept. So in the terms of the physics we are saying that it is the quantitative concept. It is defined as the force experienced by the unit positive test charge. Now the formula becomes E is equal to F upon Q0. Vector denotes that the electric field is also a vector quantity, and force, you all know that it is also a vector quantity, and its unit is very easy to write, that is the newtons per coulomb, or we can say F is equal to Q into E. Now take very simple example. I am just taking in the mid that simple examples so that you can understand the idea very carefully. Now it is very easy question, but don't take that I am taking only the easy question. Try to understand the concepts. Find the magnitude of the electric field which will just balance a deuteron of mass 3.2 into 10 raised to the power minus 27 kilograms and take the acceleration due to gravity 10 meter per second square. So if the deuteron is in the equilibrium, the weight of the deuteron is always acting in the downward direction. So if we need this equilibrium of this deuteron, the upward force is needed, and that force can be the electrostatic force, that is the F is equal to Q into E. So if the mg is balanced by the QE, then only the equilibrium is attained. So we can write QE is equal to m into g, and with the help of this E is equal to mg upon q, substitute all the values. 3.2 into 10 raised to the minus 27 into the value of g is 10 upon, and the charge on the deuteron is 1.6 into 10 raised to the minus 19 coulombs. So after cancelling each and everything, we'll get the answer 2 into 10 raised to the power minus 7 Newton per coulomb. And this is, children, understood that QE force is vertically upwards to counterbalance the weight of the deuteron which is acting in the downward direction. Now children, we are taking the second topic, that is the electric field due to a point charge. If the point charge is there, this is the point charge plus Q, and the unit positive test charge is plus Q0. This is the plus Q0, and it is situated at the point P, and it's in the three-dimensional, its position may be defined as the point P, X, Y, Z. This is the unit vector R, and this is the repulsive force when the plus Q0 comes in the electric field of this point charge plus Q. So, if in between plus Q and plus Q0, if we find out the force, that is F is equal to 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught into Q0 upon R square and unit vector R. And according to the definition of the electric field is equal to F upon Q0. This is the formula. As per the definition, the electric field may be defined as the force experienced by the unit positive test charge. So, if we substitute the value of F very easily from here, we'll get the equation E is equal to 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught Q upon R square into unit vector R. Or in the vector form, we can write E is equal to 1 upon 4 pi epsilon 0 into Q into R upon mod of R cube, and the magnitude of the electric field, we all know that 1 upon 4 pi epsilon 0 into Q upon R square. Here this is the unit vector, and we all know that the unit vector R is equal to the vector R upon mod of vector R. Now here the note is, the electric field due to a point charge is spherically symmetric. Now if the positive charge is here, then it is searching. If this is the isolated charge, we can understand like this, that this positive charge is just searching its negative in all the directions. That is why it is spherically symmetric, and the electric lines of forces, they are in the outward direction. Similarly, if the negative charge is there, that means the electric field pattern is also spherically symmetric, and the electric lines of forces, they are towards the negative charge, that means the inwards. Now R is equal to, what is the vector R? It is the Ix plus Jy plus Kz, that is I, J, K are the unit vectors along the X direction, Y direction and the Z direction. Now R is equal to mod of R vector. What is the magnitude? It is understood very easily. We have read in the class 11, under root x square plus y square plus z square, or we can write x square plus y square plus z square 1 by 2. Now electric field is equal to 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught into Q. If we substitute the value of vector R, that is the vector unit vector Ix plus unit vector Jy plus unit vector Kz upon x square plus y square plus z square, and here it is the R cube, and here it is 1 by 2. So the power will come 3 by 2. I think it is very crystal clear. Components of the x, y, z of the electric field, if we want to write, we can write it very easily. Only we are taking the x component. Then Ex is equal to 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught Q into x upon magnitude remains the same, x square plus y square plus z square to the power 3 by 2. In the same way, Ey is equal to 1 upon 4 pi epsilon 0 into Qy. Here it is Qx. In place of x we can put y, and the magnitude is again the same, that is the x square plus y square plus z square 3 by 2. Similarly, Ez is equal to 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught Q into z upon x square plus y square plus z square to the power 3 by 2. Now children, if we want to write the electric field in terms of the position vector, again in the form of the when we are defining the position of the plus Q and plus Q0, then the position of the point charge, that is the plus Q, it is R1, and the position of the plus Q0, that is the test charge, is R2. When plus Q0 is here, definitely it will experiencing the repulsive force, and the formula is E is equal to F upon Q0. So the direction of the force and the electric field remains the same according to the vector. Now we can easily write down the formula for the vector form of the electric field, that is the E is equal to 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught into Q, and within bracket R vector R1 minus vector R2 upon mod of vector R1 minus R2 whole cube. So this is the expression for the electric field in terms of the position vector of plus Q and plus Q0. Now we have to understand that electric field due to the continuous distribution of charges. Children, we have already read that there is a linear charge distribution, the surface charge distribution, and the volume charge distribution. So very easily we can write in the place of Q, that is in the case of the linear charge distribution, if the charge is distributed on any line, the electric field is equal to 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught, the integration, that is the line integral, lambda into dl within bracket R1 minus R2 upon mod of R1 minus R2 whole cube. Similarly, the surface charge distribution, it will be E is equal to 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught, and this is the symbol of the surface integral, and for the surface integral the Q is sigma into ds within bracket R1 minus R2 upon mod of R1 minus R2 whole cube. Now in the similar way we can define the volume charge distribution. Here the charge is rho into dV, rest of the things are the same, that is the E is equal to 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught, and this is the symbol of volume integral, rho into dV, and within bracket vector R1 minus vector R2 upon mod of vector R1 minus R2 whole cube. So this way we are able just to write down the electric field in a continuous distribution of the charges for the linear charge distribution, the surface charge distribution, and the volume charge distribution. Now we are taking the another topic which we have not taken in the case of the force also. So at the simultaneously we will discuss the superposition principle for the force and for the electric field both. So take the first case, superposition principle, या principle of superposition for Coulombian force. Suppose Q1 charge is here, Q2 charge is here, Q3 charge is here, Q4 charge is here, and so many charges up to Qn charges are here. So according to the principle of superposition, suppose we want to find out the net force on the Q1, then Q2 is also having certain force, that is the F12, Q3 is also having certain force F13, then F14, and so on, and up to F1n. So the net force on the plus Q1 is equal to the vector sum of F12 plus F13 plus F14 plus F1n. So net force we can easily calculate. Now the net force we can easily calculate on the plus Q1, that is the F1 denoted by F1. We are having 1 upon 4 pi epsilon 0. Then in between the Q1 and Q2, Q1 into Q2 upon R12 square into R21 cap is the unit vector. Similarly, the second term is Q1 into Q3, R31 unit vector upon R13 square, and in the same way we can write the last term Q1 into Q1 into Rn1 cap upon R1n square. Similarly, it is not essential that we are just going to find out the net force on the F1 only. We can find out the net force on the F2, we can find out the net force on the F3. So take another example. If we take the net force on the F2, then the Q2 is experiencing the force due to the Q1, due to the Q3, due to the Q4, and due to the Qn. So again the resultant force or the net force on the Q2 charge is denoted by F2 is equal to F21 plus F23 plus, and the last term will be becoming the F2n vector. So again it is the vector sum of all the forces which are experienced by the charge Q2. Similarly, we can write out the formula 1 upon 4 pi epsilon 0. Here Q2 into Q1, two charges, then R12 cap R21 square plus Q2 into Q3 R23 R32 cap, and similarly Q2 into Q1 upon R2n square into Rn2 cap. Now if we want to write down this formula in the form of the position vector, then in place of this R21 we can write R1 minus R2 and nothing else. So F1 is equal to 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught Q1 into Q2, and within bracket the position vector R1 minus R2 upon R1 minus R2 mod of whole cube. Similarly, the second term we can easily write Q1 into Q3 R1 minus R2 within bracket upon R1 minus R3 mod of whole cube, and the last term Q1 into Q1 R1 minus vector Rn within bracket upon mod of R1 minus Rn whole cube. Now in the same way we can apply the principle of superposition in the case of the electric field, that the net electric field or the resultant electric field or the total electric field on the point charge is also the vector sum of E1, E2, E3 and up to En. Now this can be represented like this also, that is the sigma Ei, where the value of I is varying from 1 to n. That is the summation of all these terms will provide the net electric field. This electric field Ei can be written as 1 upon 4 pi epsilon 0 Qi upon Ri square into Ri vector, Ri cap. The value of vector Ei can be written 1 upon 4 pi epsilon 0 into Qi upon Ri square into unit vector Ri, or Ei is equal to 1 upon 4 pi epsilon 0 sigma I is equal to 1 to n Qi and R1 minus Ri vector upon mod of R1 minus Ri whole cube. Now conclusion is that the total net force is the vector sum of all the forces acted upon the charge. This is the superposition principle for the force, and the total net electric field on any charge is the vector sum of all the electric fields according to the superposition. Now children, we are just taking our last topic, that is the electric field due to a circular loop of the charge. This is the loop and the plus Q charge is uniformly distributed over this loop, and this is the center of the loop and this is the point P, and at this very point P we want to find out the value of electric field due to this circular loop on which the plus Q charge is uniformly distributed. Suppose from O to P the distance is x and the radius of this circular loop is a. Automatically from C to P it is under root a square plus x square. Now we have to consider a very small element ACB. Suppose it is the DL element, and in this DL element we have the charge DQ. Assume or say, हम ऐसा मान लेते हैं कि इस सर्कुलर लूप पे ACB एक छोटा DL एलिमेंट है और जिसमें DQ चार्ज एग्जिस्ट कर रहा है, क्योंकि हमें पॉइंट चार्ज के लिए फॉर्मूला पता है. तो इन DL एलिमेंट हाउ मच चार्ज इज देयर, वी आर एज्यूमिंग दैट द DQ चार्ज इज देयर, and this is the whole of the circumference, that is the 2 pi a. The total charge is distributed, that is the plus Q. So on one It is very easy, q upon 2 pi a, and that is why we are able just to find out that what is the charge inside the dl element. Q upon 2 pi a into dl, and this is the charge in the dl element. यानी कि ACB जो dl element है उसमें कितना चार्ज है, that is the dq. So this is the value of dq is equal to q upon 2 pi a into dl. Now dE is equal to 1 upon 4 pi epsilon 0 into dq charge upon the distance between these two charges. This is the Cp square, and Cp, the value of the Cp is under root x square plus a square. So we have written 1 upon 4 pi epsilon 0 dq upon x square plus a square power of 1 by 2. Now dE is equal to 1 upon 4 pi epsilon 0 q into dl. The value of dq is q into dl upon 2 pi a. So substitute this value here, q into dl upon 2 pi a, and square means this distance is square. The value of this is the under root x square plus a square. When you square this, the under root will be removed, only you will get x square plus a square. Now but dE is not needed. We need the total electric field due to this distribution at the point P. So this expression should be integrated. E is equal to the integral of dE 1 upon 4 pi epsilon 0 q upon 2 pi a x square plus a square, and this is the dl. And children, why this cos theta is occurring? Because this is the DEX. Try to understand, this is very important point, that DEX is the horizontal component of the electric field. Only this is remaining, because this vertical component, if we consider here also the dl element, this vertically upward component in the DEZ direction, it will be cancelled out. Only the x component is remaining. So this x component is the cos theta, and cos theta is base upon hypotenuse, that is the x upon under root x square plus a square. Now substitute this value of cos theta. Again I am repeating, E is equal to 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught into q upon x square plus a square, and at the place of the cos theta it's very clear, that is base upon hypotenuse, that is the x upon x square plus a square 1 by 2. So E is equal to 1 upon 4 pi epsilon 0 q into x, and this is the power 1 and this is the power 1 by 2. This is becoming x square plus a square to the power 3 by 2.